Hey everyone, I'm here at Jones Creek Baptist Church. We are in Long County, Georgia. This used to be a part of Liberty County, and this is a very old historic church. I have a lot of family ties here. I've never been here before. A lot of the early congregants of Jones Creek Baptist were members of my family, including the first preacher, Moses Westberry. This building dates, I believe, from about 1855. It was built by Henley Foxworth Horn, who is a brother of my direct ancestor. I was told his house sat very close to here. Up until recently, it was taken down. So I'm going to do a little exploring in the cemetery. So there's a directory here. Let me look this over for a little bit and I'll come right back. Alright, I'm back inside the gate here. I'm gonna start and go down this way and try to catch as many graves as I can on here. It's going to be kind of hard to see this in the video with the shadow there. This is Mildred Chapman Hall and Vernon Frederick Hall. Behind them is F. Brantley Chapman, 1881-1929. Thomas David Chapman, Thomas Brantley Chapman, Edel Solette Chapman Williams. Behind them, we have some Smiths. I am related to Smiths that settled in Levy County, and they originally came from Liberty County here in Georgia. We have Ruth Parker Swindell, John W. Parker, Annie Terry Parker. Oh wow, never seen a grave like this one. Joseph Hampton Parker. I'm also related to Parkers from this area. There's quite a lot of families from here in rural Georgia that I'm related to on various lines of mine. Mary Polly Parker, Alice Hughes Smith, and William Zenas Smith. Missouri Folsom Hughes, Captain Joseph W. Hughes, Daisy Amanda Hughes, Grace Hughes Purcell, Cairo Taylor Hughes, William H. Hughes Sr., Talmadge Hughes, Francis Durrant Smith, Mary Virginia, infant daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marcus Smith, J. Marcus Smith and Dora Ida P. Smith, Elaine Smith Hahn, Z.A. Snooky Smith, Claudine Phillips, wife of Z. Augustus Smith, C. Herbert Phillips, and Charles Phillips, there's some really old graves right back there. I'm going to get to those because I already recognize some names from here. Dolly C. Williams, Jenny Lee Woodson Chapman, John Lorenzo Chapman. It's like just a slab here, no marker. It's quite beautiful back here. Thomas T. Dunham, Sarah J., wife of W.B. Dunham. Can't really read that one. Oh, W.B. Dunham. Sarah Estella Sparks, Lizzie S. Dunham, and William Ossie Dunham. William O. Dunham Jr., William H. Day, William Kane Rhymes, Henry P. Rhymes, Helen Weaver Rhymes, Maddie Weaver, John Weaver, Genevieve Gordon Wilkinson Bagley, Glennis Ann and Wade Rennell, W.L. Rowe Jr. Let me adjust my zoom on here real quick. All right, Christine P. Davis, like H.R. Poston, Hugh V. Poston, James Henry Durden, James H. and Charlene McDonald, Menton M. Fletcher, Zeta B. Fletcher, Parma Lee Barnwell, son of P.B. and Jenny Smith, Herbert M., son of P.B. and I'm assuming Jenny Smith. There's Mox right behind there, Raleigh and Doris Fleming Mock. Looks like Harmon, son of P.B. and why is her name messed up on both of these? It's Smith. Henrietta V. Smith, 1853 to 1899. Okay, I'm a little not sure about this one, but it looks like a P-H-E-W. So would that be Few B. Smith, 1852 to 1919? Infant son of Joe and Frankie Smith. Joseph M. Smith, T. Shannon Smith, James A. Long Jr., H.R. Elmore Jr., Dolores Smith, Mary and John H. Smith, and Lily Mae Smith. And the two pillars back there are Mary Johnston Smith and Thomas Smith Sr. There's not much room to walk right here, so I'm just gonna come around. This one's going to be tough to read. It's definitely a Wilkinson, born in 1853, I think, and died in 1875. Garrison. This one is, looks like GS, son of, can't read those. Maybe, I don't know. This Garrison also. This is another Garrison. Here we have Jerusha H. Sullivan, wife of George W. Sullivan, 1848 to 1936. This is George W. Sullivan, 1845 to 1894. Over here is John Oliver Fletcher. Ralph O. Delk, infant son of Sandiford and Sula Delk. Sula, wife of Sandiford Delk. And Sandiford Delk's stone has fallen over. We have Alice Morrison, F.B. Griffin, Bertie, wife of F.B. Griffin, Nettie Andrews, J.W. Smith, Eva Miller, W.M. Miller. Jack Shelton Bennett. Back behind there is Linda Dawson, Arnie L. Strickland, Ida Mae Waters Strickland, Huey LaVon Merrill. This is Charity Long right here. This is a small little stone. It says Stewart. Can't really read that. Here's Ernest R. Eason, Granny Mary Baggs Milton, Owen Addison Baggs, Grace E. Baggs. Sorry if I'm going quick through these. I'm trying to cover this whole cemetery as good as I can while I'm here, and then hit one or two more right up the road from here that have more family members of mine while I'm in this area. This is Raymond Solomon Gordon, Alice O. Harrison, back here are some Gordons. Like F. Larry, Kim, Madison, Coralie, King S. Gordon, William L. Oder, Jackie Lynn Gordon, William H. Sallet Jr., Ella Ann Saxon Sallet, and this stone has fallen over. Now, if you look back here, there is one stone back here, so I'm going to walk over here and look at it. Our Angel in Heaven, Myra Willeen Dunham, February 27th, 1960 to February 29th, 1960, infant daughter of Willie and Betty Dunham. Stubs back there. Let's see, this is John W. Rogers, Walton Marion Price, Margaret Esther Price, Joshua H. Rogers, Joshua H. Rogers Jr., Melville Price, Catherine Delk Price, and for those that don't know, that symbol there is Order of Eastern Star, and is like being a Mason, but only men can be Masons, so the women of the Masons join Eastern Star, although Eastern Star is not just for women. Here, let's see, J.L. Smiley. This one I can tell is really well done, but it's a little weathered. It's like someone has cleaned this, because that says 1898. They were 20 years old, but that looks very clean for it being over 100 years old. So let's Chapman China for her last name. Henry and Ruth Dunham. Here are just two slabs. Over here is Hattie L. Talley. Can't read this one too well. It looks like something of Mr. and Mrs. E.S. Talley, 1904. This one is Grimes. I think I kind of walked away from where I had started at. Let me get back over here a little bit. Okay. George Theus and Mary Theus. John Chapman Theus. Lena Dunham Theus. Behind there is M.C. Mintz. That one can't read. George and Alice Dunham. There's some Futches. Harry and Wanda Bacon Futch. Mildred F. Futch and Sarah A. Futch. Behind there is Staffords, George D. and Rosa M. Joshua Stafford and Clara D. Stafford. I'll work my way back there in a little bit. There was a few graves over here that I wanted to look at. John Francis Sullivan. I don't see anything on this one. So it's on the other side. It is. Daniel Francis Sullivan, born 1800 and died 1831. 1831. So that's one of the older ones I've seen here so far. I believe this church was originally founded in 1810, and they met under some trees for a few years before they could save up enough money to build the first building. And as they expanded, that was when Henley Foxworth Horn built that church. So this would be a Sullivan. This is D. Sullivan, 1825 to 1908. Here we go. In memory of Richard Horn, born February 11th, 1764. Died January 10th, 1840. In memory of Mary Horn, born March, can't read the number, 1782, died April 1st, 1832. Now they are my direct ancestors. And they were members of the first congregation at this church. Neoma Shaw, consort of excuse me, John Shaw, departed this life the 9th day of August, 1824. I don't see anything on here. Let me look at the front side. Mrs. D.F. Sullivan, 1825-1908. I'm not sure what that first name is there. Maybe Carruthers? Our father, D.F. Sullivan, 1822 to 1898. Here is sacred to the memory of Anna S. Peacock, wife of R.H. Peacock, and mother of D.F. Sullivan, who was born January 6, 1804, and died October, I see a 1, not sure what the following number is, 1870. She was a member of the Baptist Church for many years. There's a Mason. This is R.H. Peacock, born August 24th, 18. I can't read the last number, 1800 something. Died February 8th, 1881. Now, the Peacocks were another family in this area. Isham Peacock was a very popular preacher at Beards Creek Baptist Church down the road from here. And the original congregates of this church came from Beards Creek. Mary Lloyd, Willie M. Moody. This is a Moody. See if I can read that. S.A. Moody. I also descend from Moody's too, from this area. Lucy A., wife of J.J. Moody. On this big monument here, sacred to the memory of William Dunham, born February 2nd, 1786, and died July 19th, 1856, an honest man. Prices. Sarah Price. Maybe Letitia Price. Back here's Collins, Folk, Varn. I'll try and zip through some of these. More Chapmans. Here's some Delks. I also have Delks in my tree as well. Just a few slabs. Gordon. There's Ruby Lee Gordon. Irene Elizabeth Gordon. Weavers. Bush. Knight. Now I want to apologize if I zoom past one of your relatives and you watch this. I'm just trying to get through and get as many as I can on here again. So the ones that really stick out to me, I take a look at a little longer. This is Paul Polk. Rosa Horn. Milton Bradwell Horn. H.S. Horn. Medola E., wife of J.F. Austin. Come back over this way. Don't want to miss a lot of these older ones here. Who could have been original members of this church. This is William A. Morrison. Mrs. I can't read that, but it's Morrison. This is another Morrison. Susanna L., wife of C.V. McQueen. Lula J. Morrison. Laura J. Hires, wife of G.F. Fletcher. Stonework is quite beautiful. Mamie C. Morrison. Some Chapmans. Fletcher. These are Fletchers. It's like all the way down. Twin sister. Twin sister. Mary Catherine, wife of R.L. Horn. Rosa P. McDonald, daughter of H.F. Horn, born 1870, died 1889. And this is stone that fell over. This is Henley Foxworth Horn, 1814, and his stone is broken. That's a shame. And he is the one who built this church building right there. Oh. So this is him as well. Anna S. Horn, Mary Ann Horn, Eleanor, wife of, it's like Levi Strickland. George F. Horn. This is a Mary Lee Delk. James F. Delk. David Delk, born in 1812. More Fletchers back here on the taller ones. That looks like a infant daughter Horn. And you can always go to findagrave.com and look up Jones Creek Baptist Church and find the graves on there with dates and names. It's like this whole row is Delks. They were all children. This was about the time of the yellow fever epidemic, too. Wow. Joseph H. Horn. Robert J. Horn, Alma D., wife of R.J. Horn, Mary G. Horn, and Tommy Horn. We have some Sullivans, Baxters, Lizzie M., wife of R.S. Baxter. At rest, R.S. Baxter. Laura V. Delk. Harriet L., wife of N.S. Delk. Nathaniel S. Delk. Catherine Chapman Delk. Parkers. That's a Chapman's. Carrington's. Nathan Rolls. Learners. Chapman. Alex R. Delk. McClellan's. Harry Melville McClellan. William Brown Jones and Sadie Price Jones. Fannie Fletcher Jones. William Farley Jones. And Dowse E. Jones. So I'm outside the fence of the cemetery, and I looked back here and noticed there is another cemetery outside the fence. There's a fenced lot back there. I'm not sure if I'm assuming this is all part of Jones Creek Baptist as well, but it's not as well kept as that's in the fence. So I'm going to walk back there and show you guys. So I'm walking back here to this cemetery, behind the cemetery, and I could see Jones Creek back here. This is where they would do their baptisms. So there's this little outbuilding. Yeah. So I am back here, and I found out that this area here was the black cemetery. But right next to it, Jones Creek. It's quite beautiful and serene back here. There's a little walkway down, and I'm certain this had to been how they would get down to the creek to be baptized. Walk down here, hopefully not slip and fall. And show you guys Jones Creek. Wow, it's beautiful back here and peaceful. Now I'm going to walk back up and take a look at some of these graves in the black cemetery. So just walked into the fence. We have a Edward bags, HS bags, Roy E bags, Roy E bags. He has 2 headstones, the same dates. Interesting. Frowing bags, Smith. Coda L bags, Boston bags. Step out of the fence and look at some of these that are out there. Reverend M. Hughes died 1903. Peggy, wife of Reverend M. Hughes. No doubt there are other burials here that are unmarked. The indentation here might have been one. I'm sure there may have been enslaved people buried here where they would have money to pay for headstones. Jasper bags and Patsy bags. This pine tree grew up right in front of that one. A.L. Baker, 1895 to 1929. F. Baker Jr., 1897 to 1929. This one is a slab. See if her name's still on the card here. Looks like Mally Smith. Raymond W. Smith. Just gonna pan around here a little bit. If you hear all those extra footsteps when I'm standing still, that is my son walking with me. He doesn't want to be in a video just yet. Son of Mr. and Mrs. C.H. Stokes. Definite indentation there. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. C.H. Stokes. So, that's it. This is Jones Creek Baptist in Long County, Georgia, near the Tattnall County line in an area that used to be Liberty County. I appreciate you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share my videos if you like them. And we will see you next time.